Well, from transport to education, preparations are now underway for the class of 2023 Matric exams. Perhaps to discuss this further, we're going to be joined via Zoom by Elijah Mhlanga, Media Liaison for the National Department of Basic Education. Elijah, good afternoon. Thank you for your time with us here on the SABC.
Yeah, Lisa, good afternoon. Thank you so much for inviting us.
We're obviously looking at the scenarios unfolding, and given the realities on the ground, I wonder if you could talk to us about the support available for matriculants, perhaps as they enter prelims and finals.
Yeah, thank you so much. We really appreciate this opportunity. As I'm speaking to you now, the Director General of the Department of Basic Education is in the Northwest Province, where he is monitoring the winter camps that are taking place that have been organized by provinces to support grade 12 learners of the class of 2023. This is one of the many measures that have been put in place to support our grade 12 learners, particularly this class, because they suffered learning losses owing to COVID-19. And in 2020, when COVID hit, they were in grade 9, which means they were the last group to go back to school. But arising out of that reality of the learning losses, we have had the benefit of being supported by AFBOP, who have developed a learning material which has been given to our learners to use. It's called the Step 12 Learning Program, where guides for teachers as well as study guides for learners have been developed specifically for revision purposes as part of the preparation for grade 12 final exams.
Elijah, there have been talks obviously about the importance of various stakeholders coming together to assist government in dealing with some of the issues that the incoming matriculants are facing. I wonder, on the back of what you've echoed, how students and educators alike access this material.
Well, they are free to access the material on the digital platform which AFBOP has created. It's afbop.12.co.za, which is where they are downloading it. And this we urge them to do because the camps that are currently taking place now in all the provinces are such that this material is needed for use. As the DG is also going around, is also giving them advice that they need to use every material that has been made available, particularly for grade 12 learners. But with these guys, the grade 11 learners can also use, because NSC is a 3-year certificate. So if you use it earlier than grade 12, it will benefit you, because when you get to grade 12, it's going to assist. But it's a material that can also be printed for use if you prefer a printed version of it. But if you have a smart device, you can also download it and use it. So it will be very helpful for parents and caregivers, neighbors, friends, relatives, brothers and sisters to assist our class of 2023 by downloading the material for learning and revision purposes.
Elijah, let's talk about the material available. The focus is on languages. I wonder if it's accessible in all 11 languages at this point. Are there plans to expand it into other subjects as well? Really walk us through what's on offer through this material.
Yeah, good question. Yes, it's available in all the languages, and the reason is that a language in school is what you need for you to be able to pass the grade and move on to the next one. Even if you're in grade 12, you need to pass the language, and the pass requirement for the language is much higher than other subjects. That's why it's important for our learners to be able to access this material so that they place more emphasis on language subjects so that they pass them, because that is very important. So we applaud what they've done, because they've targeted an area of need where languages are basically facing some challenges in terms of the rate at which our learners are passing them. They seem to be encountering some challenges. So we believe that the material which has been done and freely available will be able to assist not just the learners, but our teachers as well, because it is the partnership between the teacher and the learner that makes the job successful.
Elijah, you spoke about downloading the material. The reality on the ground is not everyone has access to this. In terms of resources, the digital divide in South Africa is real. Walk us through how this has been factored in, perhaps to mitigate against the problem on that front.
Yeah, we've thought about that. That's why, as a department, we've always said that where there are challenges with accessing the material, schools can communicate with us. We can arrange for printed material for them, but we also urge schools, the teachers in particular, those who are responsible for these subjects, to facilitate the development of this material in the printed versions for the learners in their school, but also our teacher centers, as well as our district offices. They should come on board as well to assist, but that shouldn't be a problem. Our learners can contact us via our platforms. They know where these are, and we're able to therefore provide the assistance that they need. But the fact that there are camps all over the place, there are coordinators in the provinces, so if there's a need for this, our learners should give us a shout and we'll then assist them. But we know that provinces are doing their best to ensure that our learners access all the learning material that they can get, because there is no province that wants their learners to fail. Everyone wants their grade 12 learners to pass and go and do other things at tertiary or elsewhere.
Absolutely. I want to wrap up a conversation. You spoke about the realities of COVID-19, perhaps how it's affected the matriculants class of 2023. What concerns or challenges arise at this point? What's the reality on the ground in a post-COVID scenario for these learners heading into exams?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Lisa, because you see the gaps arising from COVID-19 are still there. They are still showing. We are still on recovery mode as we speak. That's why we are doing everything that we can to support our learners. We're urging schools to use every minute they have for teaching and learning purposes, because if we don't do that, then we'll never recover. So it is important that schools finish the curriculum and start revising and spending more time on revision, because if you don't do that, then our learners, all of them across all grades, are going to suffer. So the learning gaps and the learning losses arising from COVID are still there. They are still showing. We hope that our teachers are using the revised annual teaching plans. You remember, there were also no proper examinations which were written for about 2-3 years. It's only now this year that we are getting back to mid-year exams and using prelim exams as well, and other assessments to be able to gauge exactly where our learners are in terms of their learning levels and in terms of the curriculum coverage as well. So we are pushing for that, but the gaps are still showing. But we hope that in a year or two, we should put all these challenges behind us and be able to move forward.
Elijah, thank you for your time with us on the SABC, for giving us the update. The Elijah Mhlanga, Media Liaison for the National Department of Basic Education, speaking about some of the educational support programs available for the class of 2023 matriculants. This, of course, is preparations underway ahead of exams. Wishing them all the best of luck as well.